Dude, I don't think they're ready for the amount of promos we're going to cover.
Jesus Christ.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of V-Time, episode 184. This episode could probably just be called Promo.
Welcome to Promo Land.
Promo Land. Holy shit, there's so many. So we had 3 of them last week, and now we have a lot more, and we're going to get to those. But we also got some more Set 13, and they decided to kind of start jumping around, and we also got some lyrical stuff to talk about. So a lot of goodies all around. So let's just get straight.
Hey, yes, package for Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Top Deck Heroes. Mr. Top Deck Heroes, package. Man, another one? What is with this guy? Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Again. Oh, Melody again.
Mr. Top Deck Heroes. Package. Oh, God. Thank you. That was heavy. What's in that one?
Oh, trading cards.
Cards. Was every one of them cards?
Yeah.
How can you afford that?
Oh, that's interesting you say that. I got it from this place called
Secret.
Man, these people are crazy.
It's no secret. 50 cards. Use code TD Heroes for a discount.
All right. First card to talk about is going to be a lot of commons and rares from set 13, but some of them are really good and spicy. And we're going to start off with Corruptly Peer. It's a grade 3 13k common that goes auto rearguard. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked a Vanguard, you may move this unit to an open back row rearguard. Now, Alex, how much do you know about Dark States?
I know that they interact with their soul a lot.
So when you read this card's effect, does anything come to mind?
This is really good for what's its name? The weird cat.
Yes.
Because it gives you a back row unit.
Yes. Not only does it give you a back row unit in Omina Gruzio, but it also opens up a front row slot. So if you play fun, I wouldn't say smart, I don't know if it's a good combo or if it works, but if you play fun, you can have a Bubetsu in your back row, one other random card in your back row, and behind your Vanguard empty, right? You boost this guy, so you swing with a column, be it 21, be it whatever number it is, and the bell, put this unit into the back row, swing with Vanguard, and then use its skill, put this unit and its booster from that column into Soul to restand. Bubetsu does not care if he goes into Soul, he just cares if something went to Soul by your Vanguard's ability. So you can counterblast one and call a rearguard to the open front row that this guy left.
The more you know.
So you can have a really fun 5-attack combo Omina Gruzio with this.
Yep.
Now, I don't think you're ever going to get in Omina Gruzio to 10 cards in Soul, so Bubetsu is never probably going to draw you a card if you want to go for that combo. And while Bubetsu is probably not going to minus your card, but counterpoint to that, if you call the grade 2, it's an on place, it doesn't care from where. So use Bubetsu, call, Soul Blast 2, draw a card.
On the un-combo-y, wombo-y side of this card, at least this lets you get your Vanguard restand without having to sacrifice your attacks.
Pretty much.
You're kind of needing, you have just enough cards to get 3 attacks, but you don't have enough to restand. At least this will put yourself in the back row to give you the restand too.
Dude, I want to try a deck where it runs, potentially takes out, I don't know, I need to test it, but takes out the grade 1 that counts for 2 and puts this in. And then Bubetsu and all that combo I just mentioned. I just want to see if these 5 attacks are efficient, good, and don't need too much hand.
Yeah.
But moving on, enough of a common. I'm glad the comments can spark conversations again. But now we have a Dragon Empire card to talk about.
That's also a common.
Yeah.
Cullen Zapper Dragon. It's a grade 1. Act rear guard. If you have a Vanguard with Griffagira in its card name, cost Counterblast 1, put this unit into your soul, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it.
Yeah,
I think this is the first time outside of that order that I've seen a card specifically mention Griffagira for support.
Not to mention, what does this card fulfill and activate?
The grade 1 Dragon Tree, because it needs a card to be retired and a card to be soul blasted for its cost.
Yeah. Fucking A.
And it's a grade 1, so it gets called off of the grade 1 Dragon Tree.
Fucking A. That's actually a really good card.
This is literally a match made in heaven. Only downside to it is counterblast, but yeah.
That's fine. You don't counterblast that much in that deck anyway. I do want to point out one thing about the art. I love how we had so many doggos and Kairi hold swords in their mouths, and then the Dragon Empire said, you know what, let's do a dragon, but it's holding thunder swords in its mouth.
The funny part is it's a dragon in the stance of a doggo.
Yeah. Bro, I'm loving what they're doing with some of these card arts. Moving on, however, we got the promos to talk about. So, it's still going. Honestly, I don't know why, but hey, they gotta hit every nation. We got more V promos. These cycle, well, they're not cycles, but they're kind of Searcher, Grade 2, On Boost, Amber Clone, yada, yada, yada. Alex, which ones do we cover today?
We got golds. We got Knight of Fast Spear, Two-door,
yeah.
Auto Vanguard Rearguard. When this unit attacks while boosted, cost Counterblast 1. Look at 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose the one card from among them with a different card name from this unit and call it to Rearguard, and put it to the bottom of your. Put the rest to the bottom of your deck in any order. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you can choose 2 instead of 1.
Holy fucking shit! Gurgoid just got busted.
And then auto the whole spiel of you can fix your ride if you're,
Yeah, we know the auto ability. But, the first Amber Clone ability is all that matters, really.
But both V and Premium, holy cow, this card's good.
Bro, this is just insane. Not just good, just freaking insane.
Calls 2 for 1 CB.
And I mentioned already for V and Gurgoid, it's like, yeah, let me just call 2 more attackers, and they both gain power because of Gurgi.
And the funny part about this is that, most gold paladins kind of keep looking at the top when you keep going. So technically, if you can find a grade 1 booster off of this skill, and you call another card, that card can call another one of these, and you just keep going.
Alex, different card names call it to. It doesn't. Is it at the end? When does he? Okay, it's not. It's. There's a grade 1 in gold paladin. That if you called 4 or more cards that turn, it not only becomes a 13k booster, I believe, or a 10k booster, something like that. It also never rests itself, but can still boost.
Fun.
So when it would rest itself, it doesn't, but it still boosts.
There you go, people. Figure out the combos.
I'll leave Gold Paladin people to figure that out, because we got to talk about the other promo for Gear Chronicle that causes 2 things. Let's first talk about the ability in the card. We got Steam Shooter, Alalgar. Yeah, thank you. Holy shit. Auto. Vanguard Rearguard. Once per turn, when this unit attacks while boosted, Counterblast 1, choose one of your other rearguards and put it on the bottom of the deck. If you put a card, search your deck for up to 1 card with the same card name, with a different card name from the unit, and grade +1 from the card put on the deck. Oh god, I can't read today. Grade +1 from card put. Okay, no, I can read. It's just bad English. From the card put on the deck. Call it to rearguard and shuffle the deck. This is bad English. It's not me, right?
No, it's bad English.
Okay, cool. I thought I was having a stroke for a second.
So basically, you just time leap.
Yes. I mean, it's always good. Like extra attack, go. So first effect is honestly solid, Vanguard Rearguard. The second effect that's generic, the fixer effect, is where it actually gets stupid. Because now you have a much more consistent and easier way to potentially mulligan yourself into...
Mesa gear.
Thank you, I was about to search it and pull it out. Mesa gear to get your Chronojet crest in premium.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how good that is, how efficient that is, how worth it that is, but it's now a bigger possibility.
Yes. Question.
Answer.
Whenever you go to assist, is it still happening at the beginning of the ride phase?
So, assist happens before ride phase because it fixes your hand and then you go into ride phase and ride a card.
So even if you whiff and you have to assist, you can assist into this and then still.
You have to assist first before using this.
Oh, because it's a grade 2, not grade 1. You're right.
Yes, and it also says at the beginning of ride phase. It's one of the reasons why Chrono Tooth, the grade 1, you have to G-assist first before drawing a card with its ability, otherwise you miss G-assist timing. Now that's what I remember. I honestly am not fully, I'm 80% sure that's how G-assist timing works. If anybody has the comprehensive rules pulled up and can just copy paste and put them in the comments, do so please. But I'm 80% sure that G-assist happens before ride phase. Because G-assist isn't like, G-assist isn't look at top 5, find a grade, ride it. It's look at top 5, add that card to your hand, and you can still choose not to ride.
For some reason, I thought this was a grade 1, so my idea didn't matter anyway.
I mean, you can still use this during turn 1. This card can be used during turn 1 or turn 2.
Yeah.
Because it says grade 1 or less Vanguard. Your grade 0 is a grade 1 or less Vanguard.
Yeah, but my mindset was you're at grade 0 and you're assisting for a grade 1. And then you don't have this, you could add it, but you can't.
I mean, in all technicality, you could. You can literally start the game, flip the Vanguard, draw a card. I don't have any grade 1s. Show you my hand, G-assist, look at top 5. I didn't see Mesa gear in the top 5. Okay, put it back, shuffle. Beginning of ride phase, discard this. Look at top 5 again. Let me find my grade 1. So in all technicality, you have 2 chances with G-assist and discard if it's in your opening hand to find Mesa gear now.
That's true.
So enough of that. I'll let Gear Chronicle players and Eric figure that out. We actually need to talk about apparently Lyrical. And then showing our dress-up units. Because of course they were getting 3 more Lyrical ride lines. So they got to show up the dress-ups of Friends and Powerful before they can show the new ride lines. And Alex, as our resident Friends player on the channel, I'll let you have all of them.
All right, cool. So starting off, we got support grade 1, Irresistible Vibes Amber. Got Friends, the whole Frenchville. Auto rear guard. When this unit boosts a unit attacking a grade 3 or greater unit. If you have a Vanguard with Fortuna in its card name and you have 5 or more other friends, cost Soul Blast 2, and your opponent cannot call Sentinels from hand to Guardian Circle for that battle.
Restanding Vanguard with Sentinel Restrict, fun.
Yep.
Or restanding or just a rear guard with Sentinel Restrict.
Yeah. The only issue with this card is Soul isn't a problem in the deck. You don't use your Soul that much, but you also don't have ways to build Soul.
So it's like a one-time use. That's why it's Soul Blast 2, unless you want to put in a whole mechanic to Soul Charge.
Exactly.
I mean, fair. Yeah, like, imagine this. If
Granted,
this was...
I think we did get a card that when it's discarded goes to Soul and Lyrical.
Yeah, Lyrical has a card like that. I love it. I use it in actually a lot of my decks.
So, I mean, you could run that engine since you're going to be discarding with your Vanguard, so.
Yeah. So, I like what it did. They gave it the restrictions is viable, because if you look at Bruce, he got a grade 1 that says, you know, Final Rush and all that. It's a 13k booster and gives Sentinel Restrict. So, in a restanding column, you basically can have potentially 4, and if you put 3 of them in the back row, 5 attacks in Bruce that are all Sentinel Restricts. Or actually, they're not Sentinel Restricts, but they're 2 cards or more from hand. But point stands, a restrict to guard.
Yes.
But the downside of the card is it gets retired, mandatory retired at the end of the turn. And then this thing is a similar fashion. It's like, here's a cost not that you can't pay that often in this deck, tied to, you know, your opponent can't Sentinel.
Yeah.
Balance.
Well, we got more cards to talk about.
Balance.
This card's good. You'll see far before this. You got Crystallization of Special Feelings, Drain. It is friends, continuous, the whole French fill. Continuous front row rear guard. During this turn, if you have 3 or more other friends, all of your Vanguards with Fortuna in their card name get power +5. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gains power +10. So, making just off of one of these, your Vanguard is an 18k attacker, and this is a 20k attacker if your opponent's grade 3. You have 2 of these in the front row. They're both 20s, and your Vanguard's an extra as a 23.
And your Vanguard gains also 5k on the restand if we're talking about old Fortia.
Yes.
So not bad. I know it's probably a non-issue, but why does it say all of your Vanguards with Fortia in discard names? Like, why does it say all?
I don't know. Maybe they're hinting at something down the road.
Well, please not. Let's not and never say we did. No. Let's just read Fortia, and you better read the friends of huh?
I think it's because there's multiple Fortias, and it's easier to say that than to say each of your Fortia Vanguards.
Yeah, but there's only one Vanguard and only one Fortia on Vanguard. So why all Fortias on Vanguard?
It could have just said your Vanguard with Fortia.
Because it says all of your Vanguards with Fortia. Is there multiple Fortia Vanguards suddenly?
No.
You see what I mean? I'm scared. It probably is a non-issue, but the implications are there. Regardless, just read.
Let's speak of Fortia.
The dress of Fortia, and make sure you read the friend's ability this time, because it's not your generic friend's ability.
Yes. Full Moon Magic Fortia. Dress up. This card is counted as Imish Fortia. Friends, continuous Vanguard rear guard. If you have another unit in the same column as this unit, each unit become friends. And if you have 3 or more other friends, this unit gets drive +1. And then auto Vanguard once per turn. If you Persona Road, this cost can be paid with Counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if you have 5 or more other friends, discard a card with 40 in this card name from your hand, stand this unit, and it gets drive -2 until the end of turn.
I can see why the grade 2 needs to give it power. It lost its power gain, but fuck, it gained way too much more.
So this card's a weird in the sense that, I mean, it's good. Don't get me bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's weird because there's moments where you might not want to Persona Ride.
Elaborate.
So the Persona Ride skill says that you can pay the cost by discarding a card and a counterblast instead if you want to. Mm-hmm. But if you have no CB, sometimes you just want to keep that 40 you're going to Persona Ride in hand because the restand is just discard a 40 without a counterblast.
Valid.
So I can see players having the incentive of I don't want to Persona Ride because I want the restand if my opponent's trying to damage deny me of a restand.
You know what's the irony? If you don't want an extra attack and or you don't have a 40 to ditch,
yeah,
this thing is still triple drive.
Yeah, it's still triple drive regardless, which is crazy. It's just make a full board. I have triple drive.
The more I read this card, the more I like it because it is very much a what is the situation card. It's like you said, I don't have CB. All right, I'm going to sacrifice my Persona Ride so I can have a restand. I have
Actually,
CB.
the better part about it.
Huh?
Oh, the better part about this card is you don't even have to have a full board to Persona to get the triple drive.
No,
you only
you
need
just
3 or more other friends.
You need a column. You need a column and a card behind her.
Yeah.
Which I always thought 3 and 5 was a weird number because you can't make friends without 2 units and they both become friends. So you're always going to have 2, 4, or 6 friends. You're never going to have only 3 or 5 friends. So the mechanic itself was weird, but I'm not talking about the mechanic. But it's like you said, I want a Persona Ride, Counterblast 1 discard. Anything, I get my whole thing. I don't have CBs. Yep. Okay, I have a Persona Ride. I'll just not Persona Ride and still get my restand. I can push. I need more attacks. Let me restand, have 4 drive checks, but only really plus 2 cards in hand. I don't really need to push that much. Let me just triple drive and overall plus 3 cards to hand.
Yeah.
So it's like a very much situational card.
Also, this gives an incentive to run old Fortia in your main deck because sometimes you're just gonna say, well, I don't have one at all. Let me triple drive and see if I can drive check into one to discard the restand.
Exactly. Overall, this is very good. And it's enough said. And I can't wait to see what Hermania does in Powerful, because if this is what Fortia got, oh my god, I am gonna just lose it. I actually have the physical deck finally. I want to play it.
And what's funny is it's actually gonna, if they modified Friends for Fortia, it means they're gonna modify Powerful for her.
I know, right? I can't wait. Like, make it better. Make it just better. It's a weird, awkward deck that's fun, but yeah. Moving on. You're not quite off the high horse yet, good sir. There's some Stakea comments I need you to read and to elaborate on.
Got a grade 2 common mini Eep Delph. Mini Deep Elf. Mini Eep Delph. Menindip. Yeah. Anyways, auto rearguard when this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost counterblast 1 and choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and for every 2 of the unit's grades, choose 2 of your rear guards, and all of the chosen rear guards gain power +5 until the end of turn.
So more anti-Grifagera support.
Yep. If you have 2 of these.
I know it's 4 CB, but then that's a lot of power.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. Should we?
I mean, even going against a grade 4 deck. So for every 2, right? You choose 2. So if you're going against a grade 4, you're choosing 4 units.
Choose one of your opponent's Vanguards for every 2 of that unit's grade. For every 2 of that unit's grade. So grade 2, 1, grade 4, 2 units.
You choose 2 for every 2.
So you choose 4. I don't know why they said for every. Okay, so it's increments. Basically, grade 4 choose 4 units. Yeah. Yes.
So you basically can choose 4 units, give it +5 on attack, and then you swing with another one, and you choose another 4 units, and on that attack you give them +6. So technically, you give 10k to 4 units.
This is probably one of the weirdest ones we ever got. Because it makes no sense. All the other ones, if you had grade 10, you got the full ability, like 10k power, choose 5 units, and all that. Like, granted, we don't have a grade 6 in the game, but with just grade 4, like you said, you're already choosing 4 units, so there's only 2 more units you can choose that you didn't choose, which means grade 10, if you chose this, if you activated this against a grade 10, you would technically get to choose 10 units. You don't have 10 units on the board.
You can't re-choose the same unit multiple times.
Exactly. So it's like, why 2 units? I don't know. And it's only rear guards. You only have 5 rear guards.
Yeah. So you only choose 5 units technically.
Yeah.
So
I feel like there's a weird either mistranslation here, or they just did not double think of how this would play.
Who knows?
Who the fuck knows? On a side topic, I had a very good bad idea. Should we do all 5 Griffagears again? Now with all of their extra support, because they did get some decent support, versus anti-Griffagear decks running these commons?
Please no. You have enough to catch up with that for adding more stuff.
But it's fun. It's a fun idea.
All right, Philip, what's next?
Okay, yeah. We got some Brandgate cards. We got Force Fist Dragon. Guess what? Emira's Dragon. Dragon. It's a grade 2 10k that goes auto rearguard. When this unit attacks, Soul Blast 2, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and this unit gets power 2k until the end of that battle for each of that unit's grade. See what I mean? If it's a grade 10, it gets 10k power, which makes sense. It's more anti-Griffagear support. What do you want? It's not nothing special.
I mean, yeah.
All right, back into promo territory we go. You know how all the grade 4 decks, Maggie, Nirvana, Bastion, Bruce, Snow, got their whole jump right support, whatever. Well, there was one grade 4 deck that never did until now.
And then, you know how all of them either had a really easy way to jump ride, but didn't have any other sides to it. And then the other ones had some really cool effects with them, but you know, had to go through kind of a weird loophole for them. This one doesn't.
Actually, while you are correct, this one is basically a little bit better version of the Bruce jump ride.
Yeah.
Because the Bruce jump ride was only a 10k, if I remember correctly, shield. This one decided to go, fam, we're Lyrical. We need to be special. Because we got To the Stars, Rising Beyond the Night Sky, Yasmin. Fuck that on a text box. Regardless, it's a grade 1 8k, and the character looks like the mermaid character from the Kraken Disney movie coming out.
Oh,
or Pixar
Ariel.
movie, or the animated movie. Act Rearguard. If you have a Vanguard with Kairi in its card name, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, +1, search your deck, soul, or drop for up to 1 grade 4 unit with Kairi in its card name, write it as stand, and return this unit to the deck and shuffle it. And then it continues. Continuous Guardian Soaker. If you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Kairi in its card name, this unit gets shield 10k, making it a 15k shield. The fuck? I'm pretty sure all of the other grade 4 decks are looking at this card and going, that's not fair. I think Alex
the fact
froze.
that no, I was rereading because I'm like, wait, this one doesn't leave the board at all either.
This one leaves the board, goes back to deck, and shuffles it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Therefore, kind of search your deck for up to 1 grade 4.
And return this unit to the deck and shuffle.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, it goes back into the deck.
One thing that I did realize while rereading it, you just need to have a Vanguard Kairi and your opponent needs to be grade 3. So if you didn't see another Kairi grade 4 to ride, you can just go, all right, cool, +1, Bernonump.
Yeah.
You can literally re-ride the same Kairi from Soul. Just keep riding the same ones on top of each other. Because they got an on-place, right?
No. They just have when it attacks.
No, okay, never mind.
It gives all of your, it has when your unit is placed. Like your rear card is placed, it gains +5s.
Well, points B, Kairi getting some love. Honestly, much needed love. It's been a while since she got anything.
Honestly, this card's even better than the Bruce one in the late game. You know why?
Why?
Because if you play this with Kairi's effect, it becomes a 13k so it can swing.
Bruh. No,
and then you can bounce it when your Vanguard attacks and bounce it back into your hand as a 15k shield.
So, bruh, you're not wrong one bit. But the bar is not set high. Because while the Bruce grade 1 is really good and it's a shield, it doesn't do one thing. It doesn't activate fucking Final Rush.
Yeah, you're right.
God, fuck it. They just needed that. Fuck the shield. Fuck the shield on the Bruce card. Put a clause in that says activate Final Rush. And then we're golden. Then I go second and I'm golden. Nah. I still have to wait 4 fucking turns. Anyway. Alex, just cover this busted ass Keter card.
Yep. God, this is good. Knight of Piercing Eye. Athaltus. Auto is a great 2. Auto Rearguard. When this unit attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Ezel in its card name, perform the following. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets continuous red text. Vanguard, all of your front row rear guards get power +5 until the end of turn. If you choose it, put this unit to the bottom of your deck at the end of the battle. Choose one of your front row rear guards with
That's the second
Gold
option,
Paladin.
by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the second option. Choose one of your Gold Paladin rear guards with Gold Paladin for his clan. Return it to your hand at the end of the battle.
You know that second effect's good? I don't know if you ever want to do this. You can put a trigger behind it just to have that extra booster and then just bounce the trigger back.
No, what this is good with is
Oh, there's no Gold Paladin triggers. Ignore me.
Dendrain.
Yeah, that was my second option. Like, okay, call him with Dendrain swing. Cool. Bounce Dendrain back to hand. Dendrain's effect first. Put this at the bottom of the deck, and then this effect will still trigger.
Other than Dendrain, you have, I think it's the other grade 1 that draws you cards when they called.
Yeah, so basically you can put that grade 1 into the other column, boost with it, call this on the Ezel swing, and then bounce that grade 1 to hand. So there's
there's options for the second one, but 90% of the time you're going to use the first effect.
Fuck yeah, half persona right all the time.
Just use 2 of these in the front row. Swing, skill goes to the bottom, give pipe, give your Vanguard the effect. Skill, give your Vanguard the effect. Then you have plus 10 to your front row, plus the 5s that your Vanguard is going to give to your front row, and then the actual persona red, so it's like a plus 25 to your front row.
Fun. Fun. Speaking of fun, you know what? You did such a good job. I'll let you do some Murakami stuff as well.
Yeah, you got Rough Coal Hammer Dragon. It's a grade 3 auto rear guard. When this unit attacks, if you played a normal order this turn, this unit gains power plus 5 until the end of battle, and then at the end of the battle, cost counterblast 1, draw a card, and bind this unit. Then auto bind zone. When you play in normal order, if you have a Vanguard with Murakami for its clan and Vermilion in his card name, and you did not have a rear guard with the same card name as this card, you may call this card to rear guard circle.
What the fuck?
You know the best part about this promo?
Huh?
Is it could be used in most decks. It don't have to be used in Murakami. If you played a normal order, you can just use this card to draw and bind for a counterblast and becomes an 18k attacker.
To be clear, you only get the draw and counterblast 18k attacker part. You don't get the recall.
Yes, you're right.
But the recall
if you're
is
playing this in, if you're playing this in Vermilion, it's a free recall. Just you're playing the order,
bruh. Like, oh, let me just use this in the early game, right? Bind it. Next turn, let me just play the order, use the order's ability, call this for free to the rear guard. And then now I have an 18k attacker that if I want to counterblast 1, bind it again and draw a card. This
the
basically
best part about this. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll let you say what you want to say after I say this last part. Where this basically gives Vermilion, I don't say Vanquisher. This basically gives Vermilion a guaranteed unit on the board every turn as long as you can play the order.
All right, so let me go into combo land now, since you did that.
Yeah, Rising Phoenix, go.
So not only does this proc Rising Phoenix because it binds a card, but it also empties the slot for it to call 2. Because it binds itself in the front row, and then a card was bound, so Rising Phoenix can proc. So now you don't have to go through awkward attack patterns with having to swing with the Vanguard first, or having to swing with a rear guard that has to bind one of your opponent's rear guards to do things. Now you can just do really good multi-attacks in the deck, which is great.
So what I'm hearing is we're gonna have a fun time playing Vermilion again.
Yeah, and also draws cards as you're doing this combo. So every time this is a counterblast draw.
Yeah, did we do it? Hold up. I need to check if we did it. I don't remember if we did it or not. But if we didn't do it, I know exactly what we're going to do.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. You should be boying because my brain just had an idea, a light bulb. And it's such a stupid light bulb.
Atreus is probably going to want to do this.
Oh, Atreus is definitely going to want to. And we should either apologize to Atreus. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Light bulb is active. We are doing light bulb. We will talk to Atreus, and we're either going to have to apologize to Atreus or apologize to Connor.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're going to put Ezel versus Vermilion.
Hey.
That is going to be...
God, this card checks all the boxes for what this deck wants to do.
I know, right? Isn't it great? All right, moving on. We got more promos to talk about. The next promo is the monthly Bushido, because the other promos we talked about are going to be part of the promo pack with the 3 cards we mentioned last week, as well as some reprints, but we're going to get to those reprints. This next promo is the monthly Bushido promo, and we are back into Boss Unit Promo Vanguards. With a gear theme this time.
With a gear theme.
So we got a grade 3, like I said, time stamping dragon. Before we go anywhere with the ability, goddamn that arc looks freaking good. Now the ability. Auto. Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Counterblast 1. Choose one of your rearguards without the same card name as any card in your bind zone and bind it. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you may choose 2 rearguards with different card names instead of 1. Auto Vanguard. When your rearguard is bound by this unit's effect, if this card's original grade is 3 or greater, or if that card's original grade is grade 3 or greater, until the end of turn, this unit gets triple drive and power 10k. And if it is not, search your deck for up to 1 card with grade +1 from the card called to rearguard. From the card, call it to rearguard. It gets 10k until the end of turn and shuffle your deck. Like, what the fuck? So we got a pseudo time leap that can potentially either do 5 attacks or 3 attacks and a triple driving Vanguard. Because the second ability says when your rearguard is bound by this unit card effect. It doesn't say multiple, it says 1. So it triggers twice because the first ability can bind 2 rearguards.
Yeah.
So you can either go, if your opponent's a grade 3, you can either go 4 attacks in triple drive. You can go just 3 attacks in triple drive and 20k to the Vanguard. Or you can go 5 attacks in twin drive. All for 1 CB.
Hey, it's like Time Loop never left. He's got the triple driving Vanguard like Stride and time looping rearguards. I
do like the fact that they said, you know, if you bound a grade 3 with the ability, that you have to go get triple drive instead of just, you know, putting Violence Bruce Unrivaled, the grade 4, and just time leaping into him.
Also, I like the fact that you can it gets triple drive, not drive +1. So this technically can be Elementaria Sanctitude.
There is one thing to note with this card almost instantly. This might be a Highlander deck. Because the first ability forces you to bind cards from your rearguard that do not share the name with cards already in your bind zone. So if you want to keep getting triple drive or just keep getting multi-attack,
that's true.
You're eventually going to run out of cards to time leap from.
Yeah, because it keeps going deeper into your deck.
And Dark States is not a deck that goes, you know, my bind zone's important. Dark States is a deck that goes, you know, I don't care what's in my bind zone. There's only 2 decks that actually care what's in their bind zone. It's Omnigrusia and a Unica, and they care if it's triggers in bind zone. Which you can time leap triggers and run some of those supports, like the Soul Blast 2 draw. Yeah. I'll leave that deck building to when we need to do it. But overall, not bad. There's only one thing I don't know. How the fuck do you build a deck around this?
For you to figure out.
Wink wink, yes and no.
Oh.
Moving on. We gotta go back into set 13 and actually talk about some triple rares finally. And if I'm not mistaken, this is our new cycle for the set. I want to point out, one of my friends, I don't know why I say it like that, Echo, pointed out that the cycle name should only be to the grade 2s because they actually do cycle. We've been calling almost every single generic triple rare from each set a cycle.
That's true.
Hey, my reason to that is, like, it's the new cycle of generic triple rares. All right, so new generic triple rares. Alex, actually, no, this is not generic triple rares. What am I even talking about? This is just support for, you know, certain cards.
2 different decks. We got Sword Light Dragon Sky Risen. It's a grade 3 triple rare. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard or guardian circle, choose up to one grade 4 card from your hand to reveal it. And if you revealed a card or your Vanguard is grade 4, perform either of the following according to the unit this circle is on. Rear guard, choose 2 of your rear guards and they gain boost until the end of turn. Guardian circle, this unit gains shield plus 15 until the end of that battle. And then auto, when this unit is discarded from your hand during your ride phase, while riding a grade 3 card from your ride deck or paying the cost for stride, draw a card.
Fuck. I think outside of set 11 support cards that couldn't be played in any other deck but the stride deck sets, this is our first main set support card that references stride and is meant for a stride deck set next to Bastion Grade 4.
I think one of my theories that's floating around our group chat's going to be true now. Because why make generic stride support?
Yeah, no. Please no.
I think it's going to happen now.
Please no.
I think they're really pushing it.
Please no. 2 things to note. Of course, this is Luard support for the upcoming Luard stride deck set. You're really only going to be able to activate the second ability, ditch to draw a card, either for the grade 3 or ditch to draw a card for the stride. Or activate the on place on rear guard ability when you are on a stride. Because you will never be able to activate the Guardian Circle ability in Luard, as you do not run or should not run any grade 4s in your deck. And your Vanguard will never be grade 4 because you'll be grade 3 Luard. Now on the Bastion side, this is a grade 3. Huh?
I said the fun part about this card is it gives any unit boost, so you can give your grade 2s boost as well.
Exactly. On the Bastion side, you're always going to get the rear and Guardian Circle effect because either you're going to have a Bastion grade 4 in hand or you're going to be on a Bastion grade 4. But the secondary ability will only ever activate in one instance, and then that's when you're riding into grade 3. So this card will never activate all of its effects fully in one deck.
Yeah.
Which I like. Fuck.
This is still an interesting card.
You do realize after Shiranui and Luar come out, we're only missing a Brent Gauge Stride deck set. No, we already have a Brent Gauge, Dark Stage, Dragon Empire, Stoicheia. We're only missing a Stoicheia Stride deck set.
Yeah.
I don't want to start fear crafting that because we got only one more card to cover. And I want this one because fuck, this is good.
Okay.
It's a common. Grade 1, which in my opinion should have been a double rare minimum. Garshhawk of Soaring Destruction Hallwick. It is definitely youth support because you can see a red scarf around its neck and it's got the Youthberg aesthetic. But then this effect can be run in any Keter deck and it's just good. Auto, when this card is discarded from hand by a card's ability during your turn, Soul Blast 1, draw a card. That's it. That is literally it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is
Man, if the fun fact is, we're getting Drag Strider. And if Drag Strider still makes you discard cards like it did in G, this card's just gonna draw you cards.
God fucking damn it. Like any deck that runs any type of ability ditch outside of Ride Line, well, this card just immediately goes in there. Like, of course, it's like we said, Youthberg support, because Youthberg's effect, not only do you have a Soul Blast 1 make a unit card, but now you have a Soul Blast 1, let me just draw a card. Like, all the ditch and plus back, why not? Yeah. What are other Keter decks that can use this? Because I'm honestly trying to think, and I'm blanking ever so slightly.
Let's go down the list. Graham Grace?
Do you ditch by any ability in Graham Grace?
Not really.
No, you're mostly plussing and drawing and plussing and drawing.
Thagria?
Yes, restand. Both of them actually. Both Light and Dark Thagria have you discard a card to either resend the Vanguard or call them. It's an ability. You can this Soul Blast 1 and draw a card, so you don't minus Inthegria now.
Any of the blasters?
Let's see here. Retire is PBO. I don't remember them having a discard a card from hand. We're gonna come back to Grand Grace because remember there actually is a card in Grand Grace. And then MOB also doesn't discard, does it? In any of the effects. Cool. Grand Grace does. You know which card?
Oh.
Grand Grace's Ride Line.
That's true.
When the Grade 1's rode upon, draw a card, ditch a card. It's an ability.
I doubt you're playing this in Minerva.
There is no space, nor is there an effect that actually makes you ditch cards. Not
There is, but
not
it has
one.
to be discarding it has to discard a
Genesis, yeah.
Genesis, yeah.
So not Minerva.
Ezel?
Ezel doesn't ditch, not that I know of.
Okay. So that's all of the encounter stuff. Bastion doesn't.
No, he does, but it needs to be Bastion or Soul Blast the Bastion.
Hexa Orb?
Actually, no. Original Apex Bastion did discard just a card.
Oh.
So if you're still running Apex for whatever reason, this can work there.
Oh, no. Prime.
Prime discards a
right
Bastion specifically. That's why I said Apex.
Oh, yeah, that's a Bastion. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Soliron?
Soliron mostly stacks the deck. It doesn't really.
It never discards, does it?
I don't think so.
And the same can be said for Hexorb.
Yeah.
Like, there's not many rearguards that either ditch, is there?
No.
Keter doesn't have many just discard cards from hand rearguards. No, wait. Blasters do. It's the Grade 1. Remember for Blaster Dark, place, discard a card, look at X from the top, and then call.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So you're not.
You gotta remember everything. All these situations we're talking about, you have to also have a soul for all this too.
Well, you're not wrong, but still, it's a fucking good card. And the second, like the fact of this card is, any Keter deck that makes an ability that has you discard card, be it Vanguard or Rearguard, this just might be a straight option for that deck.
Fill.
It's a Grade 1 for Luard, yeah, I know.
No. This plus Ragrail.
What's Ragrail again?
The rearguard that gains drive checks by resting units or discarding cards.
It does discard. It does. Holy fuck. Wait a
This
minute.
plus Ragrail.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Hold the fuck. Hello. Are you telling me I can choose not to discard or not to rest any? Discard 5. Hey, look, I have 4 copies of this.
You have 4 Soul Blast too, but yeah, sure, go for it.
I mean, even just having to ditch 3 because you didn't do Ragnarok's full effect and you have 1 or 2 copies of this in hand, it's like, I don't feel bad anymore.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna have force Hector to play this in the Bastion because it's a fun combo, but it's not good. Just need to see Ragnar and this, but then that's an option.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, though, we got to move on. That's been it for the leaks of the past week. Now we got to talk about what's in the upcoming week. And apparently we're taking a break from set 13 as they're deciding to show us what we're gonna get inside of set 13. I know it's confusing the way I said it, but don't worry. So inside of set 13, just like Quintessentials and Mushi King were, set 13 for Japan, not confirmed for English yet, we'll be getting Morphonica. It's basically a Bang Dream deck, if I'm not mistaken. It is. But there's one catch. Unlike Mushi King from Stoicheia and Quintessential that came from All Nations, we're going to get a boss unit called Symphony of Illusion World Mashiro Kurata from the Bang Dream Nation. I think I broke Alex a little bit.
I don't know what Bushy's doing anymore.
So there's two things to know here. There's got to be enough cards to support a whole nation. They're going to have to give them their own triggers, which means they're going to get generic triggers as well as effect triggers. They're going to have to get perfect guards. And if they really want to go that far, because I think all the other ones, all the other Token Rambu, Shaman King, and all those, they get them. They're going to have to get their own over trigger.
So here's the weird thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Bang Dream Nation, but yet the triggers are all nationless.
Wait a minute, we did get Bang Dream triggers already, didn't we? Hold the phone.
Yeah. But they made the triggers nationless, but the main support isn't.
Well, they probably tested the water with the triggers first and wanted to give every nation more different triggers, you know? They wanted to make Chaos good again. And then they said, you know what? Why not just make a whole Bang Dream Nation? Which, unlike Mushi King and Quintessential, that we don't have confirmation yet that they're going to come in English, I think this is almost a guarantee we're going to get in English because of two factors. One, it's a Bushiroad own product, so they don't have to worry about licensing of their own product. And two, we are getting the Bang Dream triggers in set 11. Therefore, eventually, there's no reason not to get this in English as well.
Fair enough.
So fun times all around. I'm honestly hung up on seeing if they're going to get a Bang Dream over trigger. Anyway,
Time will tell.
Moving on to the Thursday stream. More break from set 13 because we're going to be looking at Lyrical Herminia dress up. Yay, I'm going to nut. Oh, bro, I love Herminia. The powerful ability is weird. The deck is strange. It probably is never going to be meta unless this dress up makes it meta. And I can't wait to see what it does because we saw what Fortuna did, which means Herminia is going to be fucking nuts.
You know, my opinion about Herminia is the same opinion I have about Eugene. Whereas all of their support's really good, but the Vanguard's just weird.
Exactly.
And now you're getting a new Vanguard, which might freaking break it.
Bruh, when they got in set 3 that grade 2 triple rare that performs drive sex on rearguard, the deck almost got fixed.
You're still having to go through loopholes because of your Vanguard.
Exactly. Time will tell. I can't wait for Thursday now. But moving on into the news section. Before we actually do continue, because either we need to make a ad video for it or we gotta do something. If you're interested in any of the cards we covered whenever they come out and are buying from TCG Player, please use our affiliate link down below.
Yeah, your purchases help support the channel, so we can bring more videos like this and other things straight to you guys.
There we go. We didn't really need to make an ad for that.
Yeah, we do.
Regardless, we're going to move on to the news section. Like we talked about, this being basically promo week and getting all the promos and connecting with the promos from last week. There's 3 promos from last week, as well as the Murakami, Ezel, and Jump Right Kairi promo, are all going to be inside of the same pack with 3 reprints. The reprints being Dark Strain, Spiritual Body Condensation, and a Lyrical grade 3 that I'm trying to frantically scroll and find the name of real quick. Bashful Strive Kinky. I can't remember what she does. I think she's Kairi's support, but I'm not sure.
It might be.
Regardless,
it looks like it is.
Those 9 cards are going to be inside the promo packs. So if I remember correctly, we have Shoujo Doji support, Bruce support, Monster support, Ezel,
Vermilion support,
Vermilion, and Kairi.
Yep. And a Kairi card to go with it.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
So, very fun promo pack. Speaking of fun stuff and reprints, Lyrical is going to be introducing some reprints and new cards. When we say new cards, we're actually just talking about new, different named vanilla triggers. Because why not? These are going to be the triggers in set 4 of Lyrical. We have what it looks to be a crit, a draw, a heal, and I think our first actual closest thing to a furry we ever got. Outside of Great Nature and Stockea, I mean.
We don't talk about this hurt.
Bro, don't hate. There's actually a lot of people in the community that are loving this. And I'm not loving it, but I'm not against
it. The proportions are just weird. That's the only thing that bothers me with it.
Overall,
if the proportions were different.
Overall, it's kind of fitting because set 4 is going to be introducing 3 more ride lines. Therefore, if you want to play any of those new ride lines, buying the booster, you're going to have vanilla triggers. You can basically build a deck straight out of the box. Or boxes. But that's not all. There are some reprints. We're getting not only a new Perfect Guard, the good ones, and a reprint of an Overtrigger, they're reprinting Yukai, or whatever her name is. I keep mixing the letters. Thank you. Again, which honestly is necessary. The fucking car is amazing and broken and expensive.
Yeah. Reprint it into the ground. Make it $5. Where's $5 like freaking...
How many did we pull from Festival Booster?
We pulled 2 of each of them. So we got 2 of this and we got 2 Melty. Melty's the cards I got. Melty's like $5.
So I own 2 now. I need 2 more. Oh God. But yeah, that's actually with that been it for the leaks. There's actually not much been else happening in the world of Vanguard. Last reminder for all of you, if you're interested in participating in BRO, make sure you go register now before it's too late. On screen, there's a picture of a little bit of a quick guide the Busheroads sent on their Twitter of what you need to do during registration. But make sure you do that because I think there's like 3 or 2 or a couple more days to do that before later in the week we actually get to Rumble.
A Rumble.
But with all that being said, unless Alex, you got anything else to add?
Nope.
Well, there we go. We can end this episode here. Thank you everybody so much for watching or listening to episode 184 of V-Time. If you liked the episode, please like, share with your friends. Comment down below what you think or how you think BRO is going to go. Because honestly, in my opinion, I am super scared of Ballista and Gendiva at the same time. But other than that, if you like what we do here, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified, and maybe even become a member for some awesome perks. But with all that being said, I've been Philip.
This is Alex.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Woo! Bruh, I've had the chance to not only play, but also face against Ballista and Gendiva. The meta's gonna suck.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of reasons why people right now are liking Shadowverse because they're trying to stay away from this meta.